Hashtag I'm with Norm. Blizzard has a communication problem. Henry Cavill is out at Superman. GoFundMe embezzlement, and in a Patreon exclusive, Trump's Flight 93 memorial speech. Hey, I have a lot to complain about, so let's do this.
The recently canceled podcast with Von Fry.
Hey, how goes it? So, oh man, I'll tell you what, we're gonna start off here talking about this Blizzard stuff, okay? Because here's the situation, all right? I do not like how Blizzard is doing players of their game in terms of communication, all right? Twofold front here, okay? First of all, does anybody put out a conference that requires you, if you want to watch it online, it actually requires you to pay money, like you're buying tickets to be seated there virtually? BlizzCon. Now, look, I've reached out to Blizzard. I said, hey, how many top 500 Overwatch players are also amazing stand-up comedians? One, that'd be me. Let's talk. They ignore my ass. You know, so I can't play BlizzCon with my amazing Overwatch material, which kills when I play Overwatch. And I can't even be in person. I have to talk over Xbox Live headset. So you gotta pay, and maybe the price has changed. It's pretty high too. It's like $40 to do this. Oh, but it unlocks this in this game. You get the special skin for, I guess it's Sombra now. You get the special Sombra skin. It's only $40. You know, for the conference, but and people make excuses for that. Oh well, but it gives you access to the conference. Nintendo streams their shit for free. These are promotional events. Imagine having to pay money to watch commercials interrupt the show you supposedly wanted to watch on TV. Jesus. So, as much as that pisses me off, I think this could be just as bad, if not worse. Within at least Overwatch, there is a huge problem getting information out to players concerning updates in the game. And I think this is part of why you can't say this is an amazing game, because this keeps happening, and it's happened from the start. First of all, you got an FPS game with no campaign, okay? Yeah, that's one check off the box there. So now, your backstory is told through these seasonal events, as far as stuff in the game that is. And your little intro from Winston. This is Winston. Obviously. Okay, I've never done a Winston impression that really wasn't that bad. You gotta give me credit. So this stuff goes down, but they'll say, oh hey, Tracer's a lesbian, LGBTQRSTLV rights, blood and representation, and then did you know that this person, that they have some kind of comic book thing going elsewhere? So okay, mixed media, I got that. But then they'll put out these digital shorts. These like, oh hey, they're just as good as Pixar. Have you checked out the new Diva trailer? The Diva cinematic? Why is this shit not in the video game? At the very minimum, since it's an online required connection, why not post something up saying, hey, there's a new thing over here, or there's a video gallery, and maybe it just links to some YouTube videos, okay? Why not do this? They'll have an update every week because the game's broken as shit and they don't know what they're doing, and the changelog is not posted in the game. Oh, well, you're supposed to be following us on Twitter and hanging on our every word and getting notifications for every tweet. Then you'll know when we get the update out what has been changed. Well, where in Overwatch does it say, hey, make sure that you follow us on Twitter or you're not going to get any information? Oh, that's right. Every other day when there's an update saying, hey, there's an update, follow us on, like, what? what is it, like Blizzard CS customer support for more information. Is this whole game some kind of ploy to get them Twitter followers? Because it seems to have worked. And it's making me angry as shit. I don't like this. Oh, hey, I want to sit down and play a game, but guess what? Now I have to go get online. I have to whip out my phone and look up some other shit. Because you guys couldn't be bothered to put information in the video game. It's as simple as have the changelog available somewhere on that main menu. But instead, you do this stuff sneaky covert ops style for no goddamn reason other than you want some Twitter followers. Then you have just concluded the Diva Nanacola Challenge. What does this say in the game? Well, it says win 9 games, period, and you get a couple sprays over here. You get some kind of profile pic type deal, player icon badge, whatever. I've heard some kids call it banner. And you get this Diva Nanacola skin, which really isn't all that bad looking. But that's not all. There's some special chibi diva sprays of her like eating popcorn, watching movies, whatever. It's like a camera thing. It says Love Diva, whatever, all this other shit. It says unlocked in the Nanacola Challenge. Okay. Well, it says that off the side. It doesn't say what you have to do to unlock it. I assume that when the Nanacola Challenge concludes and you have won 9 games total over the course of 12 days, pretty easy to do even in Overwatch where people are throwing left, right, and center. I assumed that these would be unlocked after the event concluded. No. Instead, you're supposed to watch assholes on Twitch play Overwatch to get one of them. Specific assholes. Yeah, you're supposed to link your account, and really it's a PC game, so like it's expected that you're going to have all these accounts linked through your Battle Pass, Blizz.net, blah. Jesus, why is this shit convoluted? Okay, so you had some ploy to make sure that famous Twitch streamers stay famous. Like we need to be helping these assholes make more money. Oh, but you're also supposed to download some posters. It says download and print this other poster. Where does it say this? Well, on Blizzard's website. Which, because they couldn't be bothered to post the information in the video game I'm playing, I had to look around through Google to find out what you're supposed to do to get this stuff after it expired. So if you had gone to the site and you downloaded the poster, that would give you this other one. How in the game am I supposed to know this shit? I've seen broken NES games give me a better chance of figuring out what's to happen. Like seriously, if you were confused about traveling through a damn wall in Simon's Quest, you could figure that out easier than you could taking a guess at many of the things that are not happening in Overwatch to figure out how to do something in Overwatch. How come the challenges aren't, hey, guess what? Do this in Overwatch, get this for the Nanacola Challenge. How uninspired is that also? Win 9 games? Why not 9 games as Diva? It's her challenge. Shit. Alright, so now that I'm all worked up and pissed about that shit, I want to tell you about hashtag I'm with Norm. Okay, so here's the situation, guys. Comedian, actor, recantor Norm Macdonald has a new series. It's on Netflix. I think it's called... And Netflix is getting really uninspired with their show titles lately, especially of this type. It's like Norm Macdonald has a show. Is that what it's called? Well, to promote this up, he has to get on, Basic Bitch TV to try to tell everybody, hey, I've got a show on Netflix, right? Well, he had an appearance scheduled on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and it was canceled because he got wordy. He went out there and he dropped some truth bombs. He allied with the enemy. Yeah. He said some Rosie O'Donnell's... don't want to say that. Roseanne Barr stuff, right? Oh, because Rosie O'Donnell, she's out there protesting the White House, so she's good. And Roseanne Barr's evil and racist. Remember, you heard about that, right? So you can't align with her, or it's your ass. Okay, got a little update for you. Norm Macdonald then appears on The View and is circled by women who berate him into an apology for nothing at all. It's sad. It is sad. Even those men who we thought had a backbone can get whipped into submission. There's just too much pressure. Big media's leaning on you. Oh, you didn't really mean to say it like that. Can you please clarify your statement, Norm? But, you learned your lesson. Okay, good boy. We got all these women school teachers over here just berating the kid who stepped out of line, the troublemaker, the one who spoke up. Yeah, it's a sad time, guys. Because that's what's happened here. Norm Macdonald had made a comment. I think I've heard a similar comment. He talked about how he's with Roseanne Barr. He's like, look, she didn't deserve to have her show taken away. He said other things about the Trump impression by Alec Baldwin on Saturday Night Live, saying that the impression needs to come from a place of love. That if you're going out there just to bash a guy, everybody knows where the joke's going. Everybody knows that, okay, so this is to make fun of him. But when they were doing Clinton stuff in his day on Saturday Night Live, Clinton was still Saturday Night Live's guy. That was the guy that the majority at the show had voted for, that they were behind, and so they wouldn't make him look stupid or belittle the voters who voted for him, no matter what he did with Monica Lewinsky, right? Well, Norm says that the problem with these left people out here, and Roseanne has said this too. Roseanne said that her biggest regret was apologizing. It just made things worse. And he has reiterated this point. They almost verbatim saying that you apologize to these guys, they don't forgive you. There's no forgiveness, and they won't quit until you're dead. So what did Norm Macdonald do that was so wrong? Pretty much nothing. And yet, don't be shocked. Netflix is going to try to distance themselves from Norm Macdonald because they play the left viewer. That's who they're shooting for. They're kind of like in don't give a shit mode. Whoa, hold up. Norm Macdonald, okay, well, we're going to under-promote this, and you're not going to get season 2. And it doesn't look like a great concept for a show. I mean, and why would they drop all the episodes at once if it's like a talk show? I think he said that it can't be topical because everybody just gets in trouble for being topical. So, that's his way of making fun of how everybody trying to do something important or relevant to now ends up being attacked. But realistically here, they're going after a guy who is defending his friend, and it's not like he said, oh, hey, the comment was totally justified of this lady looking like Planet of the Apes. He didn't say that. Although the truth is she does. You put the pictures together, it looks like they have the same stylist. Big deal. Now, her being African American, you can say that's racist. It's likely people have convinced you that that would have been a racist comment. When in actuality, maybe not so much. Roseanne didn't say all black people look like monkeys. Oh, shit, that's going to look bad. That's going to get taken out of context. Now you have to follow up all of these type of things that are going to be used against you in the future with. That's going to be taken out of context. If Roseanne had said something to that tune, there's your racism, right? But maybe even racism is more about what you do with it than what you say. Norm Macdonald is being sidelined for taking the side of a friend who didn't actually do something, and I mean physically racist. Yeah, this is a bit messed up, and I can see why Steven Crowder's trying to do this "I'm with Norm" hashtag thing. I totally get that. I get that absolutely. In a similar note here, been listening to Adam Carolla show, another poorly titled podcast show, whatever. Adam Carolla's show is on the skids big time. Look, they know that their numbers are down. They've lost ground to Joe Rogan, and they're not willing to admit it. So they break their episodes up into 2 parts. That way they double their downloads. Oh, look, we had this many downloads this month. Forget the fact that people had to download twice to hear one episode. Oh, yeah, forget that. Joe Rogan's blowing them away. Has to be. There's far more talk about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan had Elon Musk on the show. They smoked a blunt. And then it's big news. Nobody has made national news by going on Adam Carolla's show. Now, he had a Saturday Night Live draft. Okay, first, he does this awful sports segment, which I kind of like the idea of a sports segment that never talks about sports. But this guy, Dave Damashek, is a douche. Okay? All he does is yell into the mic, and I mean absolutely yell, to the point that you just want to spam mute. Well, they're like, hey, Ace, what's your Saturday Night Live picks? Who you taking overall here? And it's like Dana Carvey's a popular choice. I've heard in the comment section on the Reddit where I mentioned who I would pick, people were saying Phil Hartman. Another guy says, yeah, Phil Hartman, very versatile. He could give you this role. He can give you that. He can be zany. He can be the straight guy. It doesn't matter. And another person's like, well, he's really more the glue guy, not the star. And that's also a wise way of looking at it. Phil Hartman's not the star in anything, really. But he certainly shows up and makes things better. Doesn't he? Well, see, my choice here would have been Chris Farley. People forget about Chris Farley because he is not busy making a bunch of shitty movies with Adam Sandler. That said, had Chris Farley not died, of course, we would have been seeing more Chris Farley, more David Spade. They would have eventually gotten that big comedy. I'm not saying that Tommy Boy and Black Sheep didn't make some money. I'm saying that they would have eventually had their blockbuster, okay? And Chris Farley very well may have been able to save Adam Sandler for some of the crap he's ended up doing. All these times where Adam Sandler brings in Kevin James, that's supposed to be Chris Farley, obviously. Obviously. But wouldn't Chris Farley and Adam Sandler buddy up well in a film or two? I mean, wouldn't that negate the worst of Adam Sandler and maybe bring something better out of him? Could have spared us a bunch of these Adam Sandler one tricks. I think there's a possibility of that. You look north of Little Nicky. I'm thinking Adam Sandler's filmography would be quite different if Chris Farley were still alive. Now, I'm thinking about this bit that Norm Macdonald kind of passed off to Chris Farley. So I says to the guy, if you want to do the Norm Macdonald impression, or, it's odd to think that there's not many actors out there you can do impressions of anymore, but you can do Norm Macdonald and people will get it. Especially if you are at a comedy club, people know of Norm Macdonald. He may not have the visibility that he once did, and in large part it's because he pissed off the executives. They wanted less Michael Jackson jokes. They wanted less O.J. Simpson jokes. But people know of Norm, amazingly enough, despite going up against the man. And yeah, his show on Netflix looks like he's largely hyping up other Netflix stars, other people signed onto the Netflix series. Hey, let's talk to Drew Barrymore. Who, I mean, it's the stuff. I feel like there's more of that going around too. Like I was watching that Insatiable, and it's like every other episode, some kind of Drew Barrymore tribute. So yeah, they want you talking about their stuff on their stuff, right? So he's talking to David Letterman because David Letterman has some kind of thing on Netflix. So, they're not terribly imaginative here with what they're doing, right? But the synergy effect seems to work. I think we all should be with Norm. So I heard some other weird-ass news. Henry Cavill. Is that how you say it, Cavill? Look, I don't really care, but let me know somewhere in the comments section of this almost entirely unviewed series. I don't know how I'm doing it, but I am getting more subscribers per day than I am getting views on my latest videos. And it's not like I put out the shittiest videos on YouTube. What is going wrong here? Oh, hey, we don't want the thump. Okay, fine. I gave you some stuff about that. I changed the movie reviews. I've got very clear audio, and I know what I'm talking about. And now I'm not running in the park. You're running out of breath, and I'm complaining about this and this. And no one watches. So, as I'm busy doing these movie reviews nobody watches, well, we're reminded that the DC Extended Universe, they don't want to just call it we got to make it more complicated than that. They kind of already had a DC Universe before, It's like Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, what were we going to do? DCCU? That almost sounds like you're stuttering. Well, the DCEU is in turmoil here. It's looking like... I honestly don't know. I think they were way better off when things were a one-shot. When things were separated. You come together right now. Yeah, that didn't work out, did it? You had a tremendous bomb in the Justice League film. You think about the kind of hype you could get for a superhero movie, and that should have been able to eclipse the Avengers. I think people are way more excited about Superman and Batman teaming up, but the first thing they do is fight each other. And then they got their taste of that, and they're like, no thanks on the second part. Right? So, yeah, things are looking bad. And with Superman stepping away, yeah, that's pretty much the end of that. But they want to have more Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's making bank for them. They have Wonder Woman 1984 coming out, next summer? It might do more with Aquaman. I mean, if this Aquaman film makes money. But I think we're done with them coming together. I think they're going to say, look, if this actor's doing okay here, we're going to have more of this. We're going to be getting a lot of Wonder Woman. Yeah, there's going to be... I'm going to say north of 3 Wonder Woman films with Gal. Yeah, definitely. I think Ben Affleck's out. I think that they're looking for ways to say that. He has this addiction thing going, and supposedly it costs like $150 million or some garbage to give him clearance to do the movie, like through the insurance. Why would it cost $100 million to insure somebody to do a movie? Like, can you get a better quote from Geico? 15 minutes could save you a lot, right? This doesn't make any sense. It sounds like excuses to try to dissolve this. Oh, well, we wanted to do it, but with Ben Affleck's thing, there you go. Get out of jail free. I'm expecting more Superman films in the future. As I've commented on this Halloween thing coming out, it plays at TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival. Got great applause. Critics are saying it's the best Halloween since the original. Well, if something's the best since the original, doesn't that mean I could just watch the original? That's shit. Just watch the original Halloween. Problem solved. What the hell is this? It's called Halloween. Is it a sequel? It seemed like it, but it's one of these pick and choose where we pretend that Halloween 2 didn't even happen. I think. Or hell, maybe the ending of Halloween 1 didn't even happen. So who the hell... It's been 40 years since nothing. There's going to be more Superman films. It could take a while, but they're going to happen because everybody knows who Superman is. So there's a property we can get people to go see. It's that simple. Also want to talk about this GoFundMe embezzlement crap. So you have this couple. You remember seeing about this like the other year, right? Was it a year back? Something. Man, it's the way time just all comes together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to recall what's happened in 2015 to present. It's like, wow, that was 3 years ago. May as well have been now. It's almost like there's a different world. 2015 to present has been, we're stuck so far up nostalgia's ass crack that we can't even differentiate the years. So they come across some homeless veteran, they take some pictures with him, and now they call this like homeless shaming something, whatever the hell. Yeah, so you're not supposed to punch homeless people, you're not supposed to use them as props. They're people too. You can't use them as props in your selfies, none of this stuff. Yeah, you can't do that. Well, they collected $400,000 to try to get him some care or something like this, right? They started GoFundMe. There was public outreach, right? And supposedly they have spent most of the money on themselves. It says on shoes and vacations. Must be some pretty amazing shoes. Now, I'm not saying that they're buying dead stock Air Jordans, but, these could have been some hell of vacations. Well, a court has ruled they must repay the guy. But can we at least mention that GoFundMe is keeping money here? GoFundMe just walks away from this like, oh, hey, they got to repay him. Hey, oh, by the way, we get to keep our cut, right? We made the platform, and you guys gave us the money. So now we have to run this platform. We all have to be rich, and I want to buy a new Ferrari. So yeah, let's make sure that everybody gives this money to a good cause. Go out there, give your money to a good cause, but we'll get a percentage of it. But it's for a good cause. It's helping this guy. Even though this asshole over here is buying Yeezys, it's for a good cause. So just give us your money, okay? And we're going to take some of that, and we're going to buy ourselves Porsche 911s, Targas, with the four-wheel drive, all leather interior. We're going to do that. But, more importantly, you feel good about you because you gave away money you earned. Okay? GoFundMe can right piss off. So that does it for the free version of the Recently Canceled podcast. I am down to 3 listeners on Patreon whom I don't even know if they're listening to the full version of this or not. No matter what I do, things get worse on YouTube. This platform sucks. So, if you want to hear the rest of the episode, the spicy stuff that I know YouTube is going to demonetize, especially in regards to this Trump Flight 93 speech, go ahead. Patreon.com/PhoneFry. $1 a month gets you full access to the Recently Canceled podcast.